Hello and welcome to the 96th episode of Rambling Weekly. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. It's been fairly okay. Let's say it hasn't been terribly overly busy this past week, but I did get part 5 finished, so that'll be coming out sometime this week. And then, and that's for the genealogy of the Holy War series there, so I finished it yesterday and I was like, oh, okay. And it was kind of weird because I was like, I finished it early in the morning yesterday, and then I came back and I was like, oh, I'll work on it a little bit, and I was like, wait, no, I have it done. Yes. So the but got that. I've been busy trying to balance some things because we've got more stuff I have to take care of on certain things that do not involve the internet, so it makes it a little bit tougher for me to do anything on that front. Work was actually fairly. It was a little bit less. I'd been doing 6 or so hours of overtime lately for a good stretch of like week, how about a month and a half. And I did not have that this past week, so it was nice because that it just kind of adds. It just adds and adds and adds, and sometimes you just need a little bit of a break. And going from doing mid-40s to about 40 is a little bit of a break, so I'll take it. But that, not terribly much else has been going on. I've been dabbling a little bit more in The Last Spell as something to just kind of play for a little bit. And it has been nice because actually there's, I don't know how many maps there are in total, but I couldn't beat the second one when I had stopped playing. I was like, I'll come back to it later. Part of it is that you have to lose to win, because you unlock abilities and stuff by using them, as well as by accruing tainted essence, and and so eventually I finally beat the Lakeburg setting, so I've got 2 other settings or areas open, and one's from DLC, and then the other one's from the story stuff. So I'm not entirely certain how much more there is, but it's doing enough to, and I'm not playing it excessively enough to be like, this is enjoyable. Especially things kind of keeping a side eye on Caves of Qud, because that is their last update was a couple weeks ago, because they usually update even a little bit on Fridays, and they're in their crunch mode to get the game out out of early release or what have you, and into the actual proper release, full release coming soon. It's close to being there, but so whew. And I don't think I've really played much else. You know what? I take it back. It was only about an hour, but I tried an hour of the For the King 2. I don't have a problem with the battle system so much as I'm just trying to figure out how, because the first one had a whole bunch of different scenarios, and this one seems rather straightforward, but maybe, especially because it's broken up into chapters. So yeah, yes. So that I did also try for all of 10 minutes. No, I guess I played an hour of it. Of Skald against the Black Priory, and it seems neat, but I only played it for like an hour, so I always like the like the start image, when I like the image that they use for uh, the cover and stuff, because it's the dude in knight armor totally looks like Jet Black, and I get a chuckle out of that. So right, yeah, there hasn't really been terribly much else going on. It's just kind of like, okay. With that, we're gonna go right into the topic, and that is talking about deadlines. I am a proponent for deadlines. I think the crunch, to some degree, is good. I know it's gotten a lot of negative press over recent years, particularly seeing how, oh, look at this game company has had a crunch for this for a year and a half, and stuff like that. That's a bit excessive. I think if you were to tie it into the previous week's topic, I think if you're passionate about something, that's one thing, and to put in a lot more time into than you would normally devote to something. And I think that sort of has that self-sustaining fire. And it really helps in that regard. However, with the abundance, the absolute deluge of just things to do, whether that's games, so to also pivot off of a old sci-fi show, Babylon 5, Jakar he gets locked up in a cell, and he's there for a few weeks or so. Better, it's like a month or so, and he he gets asked about it, and he's like, he talks about absolutely enjoying his time in there, because it keeps us away from all the distractions. And what are the distractions are? The distractions are there to keep you away from being able to know yourself, being able to understand yourself. And while not the same intention, it's the same effect. I think with all of that's going on, with what we've got, kind of jokingly talk about planning out. Oh, let's put out the planner and let's pick a day to hang out or something. And talking with friends and whatnot. But it really it does come down to that, because it cuts through all the just randomness of oh, well, you got to do this. Oh, you got to go do this. And, I've got to go yada yada yada. That, or it sort of walls us and shields us from lethargy crap and creeping in. Not always, because if you overdo it, like some have pointed out before with how I like to make deadlines for things and goals and stuff, if you overdo it, you tend to just kind of go, okay, there's just too much. I'm giving up. I'm tapping out. But I think if you are like, okay, I need to get something done. Just like, for example, I'm working on part 2 of Sager's Calling. So I need to get that done. And the way I'm trying to get it done, by just letting the writing energies come to me and just go, is not going to work. Like, it just does not. There's too many things going on. There are too many things going on. And it's just like, no, you've got to just sit down and get the focus and just go. And not only that, but also there needs to be a little bit of a push to it. not to say that in doing that that'll be good and ready. It's more of to get it out there, because it's editing a page is a lot more steps closer to being finished than not having any pages at all. It may not seem like it, especially if you get crazy about your editing, but or if you're just never content with anything you do, but you gotta just kind of go for it. Just be like, okay, and get the, at least you have that there, and so you can make the next step in progress and just kind of edit and whatnot. Because I have it all there, like I've got it plotted out, and I've tweaked some things here and there because of just some differences between what it and the game initially were. So I've been like, okay, I can tweak this a little bit, change this up a little bit, add some stuff here and there. So it's there in guideline form, or as I like to say, light posts. You can see the light and it guides you along your way. But yeah, the problem, one of the problems with the deadline aspect is that in doing the goal and getting there is that not having anything afterwards. And I think that is, I've talked about that with my hot and cold of ranting, where talking about like people getting a goal done or getting something done and getting a boon in their life to some degree. And then not have anything afterwards. I felt that way after being like getting to Japan. I felt that way. It was like, I've done the thing. I've made the goal, and never once did I go, like having any sort of goals or anything for like YouTube. It was just kind of doing it. And so like I didn't have that. I didn't have anything. I was very content. I'm just kind of like, okay, I'm good. And that contentedness really, really, for lack of a better word, just kind of stymied development, or I guess you can say progress, but I mean, progress doesn't necessarily mean up and up and up. Heading towards a pit is still progress. It's just not the progress you want. But it's kind of I think you see this failure a lot with very successful kids, whether that's they're very successful in the classroom or something, and then the moment they come up to some sort of adversity, whether that's the adversity of actually failing at something or the adversity of not having something beyond that, so you just sort of kind of like it's almost like starting build a like a city skylines. It's almost like something like City Skylines or SimCity. So you just got like the map, and you're like, I don't know what I'm doing. So you make no plans, and then you just kind of go with it, because you have the money and stuff. But if you don't really have that, if you don't have the impetus of, I've got the extra money, or I'm playing a game because of this, you might just sort of be like, I'm just going to kind of spin my wheels and be okay with that. And I think having additional goals and stuff really helps keep the what's that, the rolling stone doesn't gather any moss sort of thing. So it's like, okay, like for myself, I've set the one for Sager's Calling Part 2 to have at least 200 pages. I think last week I said something, I had like 30 something, and this, I'm gonna grab it real quick. Where is it? It's right there. There it is. Alright. Oh, I fibbed. It ain't right there. I lied to myself. Oh, there it is. Not a ton more, but I do have 42 pages now. So it's I got 3 months. I'm gonna hit 150, 160 pages. That'll get me to the 200 goal. And then I can be like, okay, got to 200. Now let's, set and let's try to get 400 by April or something like that. I don't know. We'll see where I'm at with things and how that's going. But I'm gonna have that one, and then like another one is to just kind of keep consistent with writing, and then also with I mentioned it before, but I bought some dumbbells to go along with my kettlebells, so it's doing a little bit of exercise here and there and keeping steady with it, finishing up the Fire Emblem Genealogy, the Holy War series and stuff. That one I would also like to get done. This last one took a while to get to. Part of that was because of work being so excessive, and it might not be as busy, but I have no idea. Like, it seems to fluctuate. It seems to be like, it's not going to be busy, and then it is busy, and it's like, oh, it'll be busy, and it's like, it's not so busy. So, that really put a, because it took it'll be about two months, I think. Let's see here. Yeah, that last one came out in mid-August, and this one will come out here early mid-October, which, I'd done a pretty good job going from part 3 to part 4 to being in a couple weeks, 3 weeks or so. But yeah, and then part 2 to part 3 was about the same time, 2 months. So hopefully I can get part 1 done, because I still have to play through those, or part 1 done. About part 6 done. I still have to play through those chapters and record them, and then do all the little extra stuff that I want to do for it, because there's some stuff with that. So I will put down a deadline that it'll be out by December at the latest. That's what I'm shooting for. December at the latest. Early December. So, and then what I'll do is piece it all together and tack on an extra little bit, so it'll be its own little ridiculously length kind of, not necessarily walkthrough, but just sort of recap of the events and all that sort of fun jazz. So I don't know. It's just something I wanted to do, and I am enjoying it. But it'll be nice too, because by the end of the year, I'm looking to have about 200 pages for that and get done with the little series. I've got the 4 episodes until 100, so it'll be a nice little crescendo of accomplishments for myself. Little pats on the back, little you did good, kid. But I think that's without putting some sort of restrictions on myself to be like, okay, I need to get this done. If you've been following the channel, you know this about myself, is that if it's not something that is important, and that it's like, I don't want to say vital, I guess maybe vital for my soul or something, but if it's not like it's something I really want to do, I'll get to it eventually. It is just how I am. I'm like, I'll get to it. And if I don't, well, then I don't. But the having the guidelines kind of focuses it and be like, okay, yeah, all right, yeah, get it done. It gives it that extra little incentive for me. And I think that also helps. I think it helps boost confidence. I'd say that. At least it's gotta do something for you, right? I just it looks like, and at least with people that I do interact with, that there isn't really a ton of goals, or it's very nebulous, and so that it's not very defined, and so not having any sort of definition for it, it's just a bit of a goopy mess. And you're like, okay, what's like a goal you have? Oh, just trying to hang in there. That's not really a goal. I mean, it ain't like you're about to go, 15 rounds with Apollo Creed or something. Like, what are we doing here? Like, and even then, Rocky had that goal. So let's go the distance. Even if he didn't win, he just wanted to go the distance because nobody else had gone the distance. But I think that in doing that, even if it's just minimal things, like getting the 6 parts done for genealogy. It's not that it's unimportant in the sense of like I don't care. It's more of just like there's things that I like to do. This is one of them as a hobby, so it's like okay, we'll get that done. So it's almost like it's like working on something and just seeing the night, and it's just a nice feeling to have something complete, That's, I guess, and I think dangerously so, it can be an ego boost to where it pushes into narcissistic tendencies, which is always something you got to be cognizant about. Not necessarily 24/7. I think that's the problem, is that we try to act like we need to be aware of everything 24/7. It's just not possible. There are times where your brain shuts off even when you're doing something like driving. So to be 100% running, you're leading a redlining life, and that's not good, because that'll bust the engine real quick. Whether that's your mind or your heart or your body or what have you. I think it would do some good. So I am going to recommend and say, hey, make some deadlines for yourself. Doesn't have to be anything big. Maybe something to say it's early October. Be like, I'm going to save $100 this month. I mean, it might not sound like a lot. It might sound like a ton, depending on, but just throwing out a number. Either that or, I'm going to walk for, let's say 25 miles. That's a mile a day. Something like that. I'm going to learn to cook a new dish. I'm going to learn to cook 2 new dishes. But just, give yourself some sort of deadline and stack those victories for yourself up, and give yourself a good job. Pat on the back when you do it. That is my request. That's my request to you. So that's really all I got today. I wanted to kind of keep it a little simple, like I said, trying to take care of some things, so attention is a little scattered. So thanks for listening. Enjoy your day, weekday, weeknight, and everything in between. Like I said, sometime later this week, it might be Tuesday. I'm thinking Tuesday. I don't know. Sometime soon I'll have part 5 and get that out to people, and then hopefully you enjoy that and watch that as well. So enjoy your day, weekday, weeknight, weekend, and everything in between. The outro tune is going to be I think it's called like Music for I don't remember what the Music for Gamer compilation. So it is the Tokyo Symphony Orchestra playing music from Shadow of the Colossus, and this is the Revived Power. it's I think the encore performance of Revived Power with the Battle with the Colossus and then Violent Encounter. So good energetic stuff to get your butt going, right? So that's it. Thanks for listening. Enjoy everything, and I'll catch you next week. Toodles.